In the spiritual community, we talk a lot about being unified, being one, and being interconnected. And when we talk about that, we mean that we're connected to all and everything here in the universe. The coronavirus is showing just how connected we are as a species, as a human community, because what affects one person can actually affect many people. And this virus is a real wake-up call to how connected we really are and how we really need to be thinking about ourselves as a global community and how we're affecting each other and how other people affect us and how we rely on other people for our health, for our resources, for our income, and for that sense of community and connection. So as pagans, how do we navigate our way through this big time of change in order to turn this into something that is positive and not get caught up in the fear, but also to realize this is actually really a serious thing and that this is propelling us into drastic change and that we do need to sit up and take notice of this and utilize our spirituality to help us through this. So that's what this video is going to be about today. If you're new to the channel, welcome to the channel. I'm Sandra for MysteryWitchSchool.com. If you want to become a Wiccan or you want to know more about Wicca, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss any videos. So one of the first things we can do as pagans is, in conjunction with all of the mundane things that we need to do, like, the washing of hands, the social isolation if necessary, the social distancing, and doing all of the things that we've been told to do to minimize the impact of this virus on the health system and on people's health, to do all of those mundane things, and in addition to all of those things, to add magic to the mix to help influence our situation so that we're not as vulnerable to the negative effects of this. So that means using protection magic, cleansing the home, doing magical wards to protect your home, even wearing talismans to protect, or wearing amulets to protect, that kind of thing. As pagans, as magicians, witches, we can utilize magic to help keep ourselves and our families and friends safe by using these means in addition to the mundane means. So magic should always be in combination with mundane. I know that some people get into a bit of a magical thinking thing in the pagan community and will often rely on magic or crystals or something completely when they really need to also be incorporating it into mundane activity as well. It's really important to utilize the two and bring the two together and not just think that magic's going to save you. We also need to be thinking on the mundane as well. So magic, incorporating magic more into your life to be able to keep safe and healthy. Secondly, our spiritual practice. If you don't already have a daily practice of meditation, energy work, and connecting to yourself, to nature and the divine, then start one now, because this is really where your strength is going to come from. Through meditation, you not only calm your mind, you're also connecting more with your deeper self. You can develop your intuition more that way. You can have more connection to divine influences that way. And it gets you more in touch with the unified universe. It gets you more connected to it on that spiritual level. So it's really important to have a spiritual practice, or at least do meditation during this time and into the future. If you already have a spiritual practice, a daily practice that you do, now's the time to possibly even ramp it up a little bit and add some things to it. Because again, this is our foundation and the real strength of our practice of connecting. Wicca isn't just about spells and going and doing rituals every 6 weeks with the Sabbats or just working with the moon. It's an everyday thing. It's a way of life. So this is a time to be able to start doing that. And with all of the social distancing and the isolating, people working from home, people who may be off work during this time, now is the time to start getting into your Wiccan practice. If you've been putting it off because you haven't had time, or if you haven't had the motivation, now is the time to start doing it. Dust off your books. I've got a free video that gives you an outline of how you can use your books to be able to give yourself a practice if you're wanting to practice on your own and take yourself through developing a Wiccan practice and learning more about Wicca. I'll put the link to that video in the description field below. It just gives you a blueprint of how you can start your Wiccan practice and how to basically pace yourself through all of the material that's out there. Now's the time to start doing this. Now's the time to start really seriously thinking about your spiritual practice, because you've got time to do this. Unless you're working in the medical profession, you have time to do this, and you need to be grounded with this, because we're going into a different future. We're going into the age of Aquarius. We're going into a very different time, and if we're wanting to influence the future to be more positive than where it's been, particularly politically, then we really need to be grounded in our practice to do that. So that's the second thing I would recommend you do. Get practicing, get started, learning Wicca. If you're just starting, start doing it, really start doing it. You've got more time now, and you can do all of this stuff online now. It's really, really easy. So third, this is an opportunity to start looking at yourself in a more deeper way too, with regards to your shadow work and going internally and looking at how you're reacting to this. Are you in denial about this situation? Are you overreacting to this situation? Is there a lot of fear? Are you succumbing to hysteria? What's going on with you? How do you react to these situations? And how can you transform that through meditation and through doing various practices to help you work through this time of change? Because change is something our ego doesn't like. And whenever there's change, even positive change, our ego will get upset about it. It'll get nervous about it because it's unknown, and the ego likes things to be known. It likes certainty, and there is no certainty in the world. There is only ever change in the world, and this is an opportunity to really realize this and work with this in a positive way. Astrologically, if you've been paying any attention to any of the astrology, if you are an astrologer, you'll know that the planets are involved in all of this as well. We can utilize the energy of the planets to help move us into a different direction to where we've been going. And the planets are also influencing what's going on as well. So we're really realizing through all of this how interconnected we are. And it's time to appreciate how interconnected we are. To get goods and services, we rely on businesses. If you've got a job, you're relying on that business who's employing you. Community, we're relying on each other for that community. We have communities, we get together. I know that my groups that I have that are meetup groups, I'm going to be most likely stopping those because it's not a good time to be meeting, and so that's going to change stuff. I know a lot of other pagan communities aren't holding their festivals or Sabbats or anything around this time because of what's going on. So it's affecting our ability to be able to physically be close to people or connected with people, which means we have to work out, okay, what do we do there? Okay, we can go online. We have an online community. So it's looking at moving into the age of Aquarius, working with technology and how we can become a human community that way, and just how important it is to have these events to go to, how important it is to us to have these resources, because all of these things are being affected and we're realizing that, oh crap, now I can't get such and such, or now I can't go and connect with this group of people right now. It's really opening our eyes to how we rely on each other and how that change of give and take with each other, that energy exchange with each other is being affected. by all of this. So use this as a learning opportunity. Use this as an opportunity to practice your magic, get creative with it, really get close to your spiritual practice or start your spiritual practice if you haven't already, and really look at how you're dealing with it and looking at that from that inner level at the same time. So I've already mentioned that I have a free video that will help you get started with your witchcraft practice if you've got some time to do that. So take a look at that, and if you like the video, hit the like button, share it with your friends. Don't forget to subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts, feelings and experiences are with this virus. And I'm Sandra. I'll see you on the next video. In the meantime, stay well. Blessed be.